Hey friends, happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It's Saturday. I'm on this beautiful hike, and I just wanted to check in with all of you and kind of talk to you a little bit more about my podcast, The Fearless Now. I mentioned about it a couple times, and you've seen some of the episode snippets, but the real gist of the podcast is to really see your ill will thoughts, your negative thoughts. We all have them, but when they become so heavy, we tend to believe them in the moment. We think they're gospel. And the Fearless Now podcast is really allowing you just to see. And whether it's something really small, there's nothing wrong with negative thoughts. It's really part of our human design and it's part of our human experience. The mind is a very intricate system and has so many different programs running through it. We inject these floppy disks of negative thoughts, whether we realize it or not, whether it's from our conditioning growing up or habitual thought that's from our experience of just being alive on this planet, having difficult situations happen to us. But when we are aware of our ill will thoughts that we all experience, we're better able to see that they're made up in the moment. They're not real. And I'm not talking about the real heavy hitters like grief or if you're really depressed and the noise in your head's really heavy, that sometimes it's important to really check in with yourself and maybe, get some help, a coach like me, or listen to the Fearless Now podcast, or speak to a professional that can really see who you are and kind of make you aware that the thought turbulence is not real. And I was thinking about how I could really give you a very easy metaphor for ill will thoughts or negative thoughts, and it's so silly and stupid. There was a supermarket down the street from my place here, in the neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood in terms of the houses are older. It's a little bit more rundown. It was a Trader Joe's, and for years I would never go to the supermarket because it was dark at night. It felt dark. I judged it by what the neighborhood looked like on the outside. And then I went with someone to the Trader Joe's, and they asked me, "What's your problem with this supermarket? It's great, plenty of parking. It's a Trader Joe's." And we went into the supermarket, and as soon as we walked in, the greeters were so friendly. And the supermarket was great. They had everything we wanted. It was bright and cheerful, and the people in there were terrific. And if it wasn't for help from someone seeing that yeah, I'm stuck in my negativity, that I thought the supermarket, my judgment of the supermarket was that it's not safe and it's depressing and it's dark, and I was just feeding off my own inner thought turbulence and projecting, and as our mind does, projects it onto an outside stimulus, and the supermarket just happened to be the innocent victim, and it didn't really matter. So the Fearless Now is about really making yourself more aware of the principles that I've been sharing with you that were discovered by Sydney Banks, and it's really about seeing your thinking as illusory in the moment. When we really are stuck, we got to really look at our thinking. Is it real, or is it a Memorex? For those of you that remember tapes, what's true? Who you are is not always your thinking. And insight and wisdom doesn't feel so heavy, doesn't feel so angry, doesn't feel so heated, doesn't feel so pressured. Insight and wisdom comes through from here, not up here. What to do next in your life, where to live next. And it's the greatest inner GPS you'll ever have. So think about it. And I hope all of you will join me on the next episode of The Fearless Now. It's coming out on Monday, and it's available on Spotify, Google, Apple, all the major podcast platforms. It's called The Fearless Now. And please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, and they'll tell their friends. It's not free for me because I have to do all the editing and pay someone to edit it and get it professionally done for all of you. So please like and subscribe, comment, and enjoy The Fearless Now podcast, as I love doing these episodes for you. And it's a pleasure and an honor to share the insight of the three principles with you. Thank you, and have a great rest of your Thanksgiving weekend.